Hey everyone, it's Angela. I wanted to just take a minute, maybe 10, to kind of go over a little bit about the literature review. I know that you have the instructions and the grading rubric available to you already in D2L, but I just wanted to kind of give you a different format and how to sort of think about it and how to approach it. So mainly the literature review, it's really important to keep in mind the purpose of what you're doing here is to take a topic, presumably the topic that you've been working on and pursuing through the semester, and you're going to read, synthesize, or report on all the previous studies related to that topic. So you're going to try to gather you have to gather at least 5 articles, maybe more. And synthesize what you've learned about the topic based on the research that's been done. There's a lot of ways to think about the literature review. They're done all across the country in all kind of social science courses. So you can look on the internet to see kind of what people recommend about literature reviews. And I did post a link to some Scribr videos. I think there's like 7. So once you're in there, definitely look on the top because there's some tabs with different steps in terms of the literature review. I think they're pretty great. They're not 100% related to everything in our class, but I think she does a really good job at explaining what a literature review is and how best to approach it. Of course, we also have the Kennesaw Writing Center. They're great, and they actually have a sort of a handout on how to approach literature reviews too, and I posted that in D2L. So definitely check these things out. You have supports out there, so definitely use what you can to sort of know more about how to do a literature review. There's also in the textbook an explanation of what those are, so definitely get your handle on that. Mainly for the literature review, once you gather all those articles, I want you to use a thematic framework and weave the articles to speak to those themes in your paper. So for example, if you're let's say you were researching the idea of whether or not video tutorials help students learn material in classes and online classes. Well, there might be a lot of different articles out there on different themes. So you might look for the theme that's most interesting to you. You might look at what type of video tutorials. Are they interactive or are they passive? I would assume there's a huge difference in the grade level differences. Third grade might be very different than a college level video tutorials. How is the learning being assessed? Is it based on recall, essay questions, things like that? Or is it recognition, like multiple choice questions? Those can be very different in terms of memory. Or even attention and level of engagement. So there's going to be, when you look in the literature, there's going to be tons of themes that emerge. So for your literature review, your goal is to weave those together and kind of give a snapshot, an overview of the different articles or different studies that have been done on that topic. If you want an example, you can check out any introduction of any empirical article. That section at the beginning of the article that sort of goes over all the different studies and how it's related to their topic, that's a literature review. So you can use that sort of as a guide or a framework to help you understand what it is that you are assigned to produce, to create. And the goal is for you to practice both those writing skills you've been working on all along during the semester and that you've been learning about, how to read an empirical article, and then how to report on it. So you're synthesizing your skills that you've been developing too at the same time. Tips for gathering these articles. By the end of this unit that we're on, you're going to be submitting your references only. I don't need the PDFs of the articles that you are intending to use or would like to use. I just need the APA style formatted references. They don't even need to be annotated. I just want to see if you've got the right type of article and how's your APA formatting on your references. So, but to gather those articles, definitely use the KSU library. That's the best place to go. PsycArticles, PsycInfo, those databases are the best places to look. Academic Search Elite even is not too bad. But don't forget, there is an assigned psychology research librarian that can help you. Her name's Ashley Hoffman. All her information is in D2L. In particular, there's that library module in, I think it's Unit 3, where she provides you with tutorials on types of scholarly articles and all kinds of information. So reach out to her. Her email's in there if you need some help and assistance in finding articles for the literature review. Google Scholar can be helpful as a sort of a background information type of search, kind of get an idea of what the most pertinent articles are. Then go get the article in the databases in the library. If you try to search for it on the internet and try to open it, they'll probably ask you for a credit card. Don't do that. You have this pass by paying your tuition. You get a pass into these backdoor databases, the academic databases. So go look for it there, and then look at those articles references and use it as a breadcrumb trail. Go get more articles based on your original article. Technically, I mean, you can just probably find all kinds of articles based on one article and sort of use that as sort of a springboard to gather the other ones. And then you're going to synthesize those articles in the literature review. I just want to address a few specific questions that people have been asking. Do you need to use the same topic and hypothesis that you proposed earlier in the semester? You don't have to. I think you've done some work and put in some effort already on that particular topic, so I would suggest continuing with it. You probably already have a couple of articles, so why not to continue to develop that? But if it's something you want to tweak or even change, that's okay too. The only thing I would ask is that you would let me know what it is you're shifting to, so I can either help guide or help you to gauge whether or not it's a pursuable topic. Can I use books or other types of scholarly articles? For the literature review, you need to use 5 empirical articles. A literature review about literature reviews is not good. You need to find studies that already have previously been conducted and summarize. Basically, you're summarizing those and synthesizing them in the literature review. Can you use the article that you used in the article summary? Absolutely, especially if it's related to the original topic that you proposed in those discussions earlier in the semester, of course. Same thing with the extra credit. If you had submitted one of the extra credit assignments where you included an empirical article just to practice library research, that would be okay too. They all have to be related to the same topic. You can't have 5 different topics. They have to be thematically connected. But yes, you can definitely use those. And how is this related to your research proposal? Well, all of the literature that's out there on your topic have conducted studies already. And at the end of the semester, you're going to propose a research proposal. You're not going to do the research. Just to reiterate that about probably the 50th time. Don't think you're going to be doing the research, but you're going to be proposing how you would do the research. And you can use those studies that have been previously done, their methods, the way they conducted the research, as a sort of a template or a guide to your proposal. So the research proposal at the end of the semester will include sort of a brief summary of the literature that you are going to be reading about in the literature review in the presentation, but you can also kind of use they've done this research already. Well, you can kind of, in a way, modify but duplicate how they did it. So you wouldn't be doing the same topic per se. You have to tweak it based on the gaps in the literature and the limitations, things like that. But you can use sort of their way of doing things in your proposal. So more to come on that. And the instructions to that presentation are available in D2L2, but I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse here. So let's just work on that literature review, focus on that, but just know that in the future you're going to be using it to help you for that research proposal. Otherwise, I hope you all have a good spring break. I'm looking forward to spring break too. And just kind of keep in mind that literature review is due on March 24th. I would not recommend leaving it up until the last few days. Do a little bit of work on it here and there. It'll help you very much in terms of the assignment. It's really hard to write a good literature review. It's a challenge. That's why I assign it, to help you practice that writing, practice getting some experience with reading and summarizing articles. So definitely take some time to do that, but also have fun. All right. See you soon.